Hi, tonight you're going to be listening to Lesson 6.5 in regards to order of operations.
Yeah. Vocabulary. Order of operations. Now make sure you follow step by step. You know? Follow me. Yeah. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know when I evaluate expressions, I have some patience. I just follow the order of operations. I simplify to see what they equal. Pem comes first and DAS is the sequel. PEMDAS. Yeah, that's an acronym. We'll break it down just to see what is happening. P is parentheses, search for them first. Whatever is inside them, you need to do the work. E is exponents, so raise them up. Or get down with the roots like Questlove does. MD, multiplication and division. I do them left to right, yes, that's my decision. AS, addition and subtraction. You learn them first, do it last. That is the fashion. Some say please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Some say PEMDAS. Either way, the order is important, just like swim class. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. Okay, let's say that we've got this. Let's use PEMDAS, see what we accomplish. First we do what we see in the parentheses. 17 minus 15, that is 2 indeed. 3 plus 1, that is 4, yes I'm brilliant. Now, exponents is what we'll be dealing with. 4 to the second means 4 times 4, that equals 16. And yes, I am sure. Next we multiply and we divide. 16 times 2 is 32. Oh my. 32 divided by 4 is 8. And then we add or subtract, okay? 8 minus 5 is 3, which is easier than writing this to me. Cut through your operations just like a surgeon. Flowcat, yeah, we keep it working. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this.
Alright, you just saw in our video the order of operations. The first thing you always do is parentheses. That stood for the P in PEMDAS. The next thing you do is exponents. In 5th grade, you probably will not have any exponents in your order of operations, but you do need to remember for 6th grade and further on that exponents come second. Your next thing you need to do is multiplication or division. Do not just go through and do multiplication first and division second. It doesn't matter which one you come from or find first. You need to do either multiplication or division. And finally, your last one is any addition or subtraction that you do see. Each time you start, make sure you go from the beginning, start from the left, work your way to the right. Mrs. Lomori is going to start us off with the first example to show you how to do that.
Okay, here's our first example. 3 plus 7 times 6 divided by 3 minus 4. First thing I'm going to do is look through the problem to see if there are any parentheses. There are no parentheses, so the next thing you would move on to would be exponents, but we're not doing that in 5th grade. So the next item we're going to look for is either multiplication or division. So the first thing I come to is multiplication. So I'm going to do that first. 7 times 6 is 42. Next thing that I come to is division, so I'm going to do that next. 42 divided by 3 gives me 14. Now I've done my multiplication and my division. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning, which is the left, and I'm going to bring down my 3 plus 14 minus 4 would be the rest of the equation. 3 plus 14 is 17, minus 4 is 13. Next.
All right, here's our next example. The first thing I need to do is look for parentheses. I do have them. 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5 is 5. I'm going to rewrite the rest of my problem down here so I remember what my problem is. Now I go through and I look for multiplication or division. I start from my left. Right away I see multiplication. 5 times 3 is 15. And I'm going to continue to write down the rest of my problem so I remember. There's no more multiplication or division, so I'm going to go on to my last one, addition or subtraction, which I do find addition. 15 plus 4 equals 19.
Okay. Now again, I'm going to start from the left, work my way to the right. I'm first going to look for parentheses. I have 2 sets of parentheses. I'm going to start with the first. So 7 minus 7 is 0. Over to the next set of parentheses. 5 times 2 is 10. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to rewrite my sentence so I don't forget any of it. Now it's rewritten. I'm going to go back to the left again. I'm going to look for multiplication. I have multiplication. 15 times 0 is 0. I'm going to rewrite the rest of my sentence or my equation. 0 plus 10 equals 10.
All right, let's take a look at another one. I have 26 minus 4 times 5 plus 2. Don't forget that this little dot there, when it's hanging up in the air, is a multiplication sign. So the first thing I'm going to do is look for parentheses. There are no parentheses. The second thing I'm going to do is multiplication or division. Remember, this sign does mean multiplication, so 4 times 5 is 20. I don't see any more. I want to copy this down. I always want to do that so I know what equation I'm working with. Next thing I look for is addition or subtraction. I always start from the left, and I notice right away that I have a subtraction first. That doesn't matter. I need to do that. 26 minus 20 is 6 plus 2. And then I have 6 plus 2 equals 8.
Next one. Again, you're going to start from the beginning. I do have parentheses. I have 2 sets. I'm going to do the first one. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 7 times 0 is 0. Remember, this dot is another way of writing multiplication. 2 times 0 equals 0. Property of 0.
All right, let's take a look at this one. This is our last example that we're going to do together. We'll do a lot more in class tomorrow. First thing I need to do is look for parentheses. 7 minus 2. 7 minus 2 is 5. I'm going to write down the rest of my problem. Now what happens with this 5 up here? I'm not sure what to write in the middle right here because there isn't any addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division sign. Remember from our multiplication lesson, any number that is next to parentheses means that it is multiplication. So that would be 5 times 5 plus 1. I look for multiplication or division. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 1 equals 26.
Yeah. Vocabulary. order of operations. Now make sure you follow step by step, you know? Follow me. Yeah. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know when I evaluate expressions, I have some patience. I just follow the order of operations. I simplify to see what they equal. Pem comes first and DAS is the sequel. PEMDAS. Yeah, that's an acronym. We'll break it down just to see what is happening. P is parentheses, search for them first. Whatever is inside them, you need to do the work. E is exponents, so raise them up. Or get down with the roots like Questlove does. MD, multiplication and division. I do them left to right, yes, that's my decision. AS. Addition and subtraction, you learn them first, do it last, that is the fashion. Some say please excuse my dear friend Sally, some say PEMDAS. Either way the order is important, just like swim class. I've been first and I've been last. Either way I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. I've been first and I've been last. Either way I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. Okay, let's say that we've got this. Let's use PEMDAS, see what we accomplish. First we do what we see in the parentheses. 17 minus 15, that is 2 indeed. 3 plus 1, that is 4, yes I'm brilliant. Now, exponents is what we'll be dealing with. 4 to the second means 4 times 4, that equals 16. And yes, I am sure. Next we multiply and we divide. 16 times 2 is 32, oh my. 32 divided by 4 is 8. And then we add or subtract, okay? 8 minus 5 is 3, which is easier than writing this to me. Cut through your operations just like a surgeon. Flowcat, yeah, we keep it working. I've been first and I've been last. Either way I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. I've been first and I've been last. Either way I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this.
Okay, get out your notes. First thing I want you to do is label it 6-5 and draw your line down the middle. So it represents 2 column notes. On the left side, you're going to write order of operations. On the right side, at the top, you're going to write PEMDAS. Now the reason I have the MD connecting with an OR is because when you're using the order of operations, starting from left, going to the right, it doesn't matter if you do multiplication or division first, doesn't matter. Same with adding and subtraction. So whichever one comes first from left to right. Under each letter, you're going to write parentheses for P, exponent for E, multiply for multiplication, we abbreviated that, division under the D, add and subtract.
All right, have a good night.
See you tomorrow.